Hey, good morning and welcome to the chat session on the This Way Network. Hey, it's me, Rodney Allen Rippey, my wonderful co-host, Nina. She just now called me on the phone and she said she's having some terrible trouble getting logged into the studio. There's something going around the bugaboos of the internet. So she's trying to restart her computer, but I would decide to say a quick hello, start the day off. I see we got a couple of people. Hey there. AC Cruz, our diehard AC Cruz. Also, good morning, Elvira, all the way from Poland. Got coffee in hand, and so all is well. And well, actually, me and Nina had planned on talking about a really neat kind of topic, and of course, the topic really is we were going to talk about our own experiences and our concerns with AI. And so, as you know, the internet is buzzing. You know, technology is one of these things that it's a beautiful thing. It makes life easier, but there's some serious, serious concerns. People are very, very concerned. Will AI replace my job? Will it knock me out of a job? And so, in some cases, they are, corporations, they're looking for the bottom line. They're looking for an easier, more efficient way to do things. And a lot of people are really genuinely concerned. Actually, what people should do is actually start studying and try to find a micro credential in some aspect regarding AI and how AI works with your job. You could work in uh, a dry cleaner, for an example. If you understand AI and how it works, just to get a kind of an edge on it, AI can kind of help simplify things. It can help with tracking of inventory. They have systems out there that are pretty robust. And when you talk about um, cutting down service times, and so all of these things are very real. They are very, very real. Now, AI is actually very smart. It's intuitive, and what's happening is a lot of systems. People are using um, the phone systems and AI to actually. I mean, just the other day, which I really hope that this is not going to start, but I've been getting calls about some type of medical insurance. And they said, well, we know you're taking 6 medications, right? And I'm like, and I have answered the phone probably 100 times. And the sad part about this is whoever these people are, they're calling from multiple numbers. So they have some kind of roto dial situation. And it's coming from a 424 area code, which my phone has some of these numbers in it. And so I'm like, this is strange. And so what's happening is they keep calling, and I have told them multiple times, at least 25 times, can you please take me off your list? I don't take any medications. Thank you, Jesus. I don't take any medication, no heart medicine, no nothing. And then the bad part about this is they'll just hang up on you. And then, I mean, they won't say goodbye or nothing, just click, hang up the phone. And so I'm starting to be a little leery about saying anything. So after I said very little on the phone, because you have to be very careful. They do have people out here who are very, very mean and very ornery. And these people will record your voice. And here's an example. I had a colleague of mine, and she said She was at home one day and her phone rang and she picked up the phone. She said, hello. And the person on the other end sound just like her sister. And she said, if her name was Mary, this is an example. Mary, it's me, Sue. I have a pipe that's burst in my house, and I need to get a plumber over. Frank's gone. Can you send me? Can you cash at me $2,000? I That's what the plumber says is going to stop. It's gonna ruin the house. Click, right? So she grabs her purse and her credit card, and she cash apps this money to this number or to this name. And believe it or not, right after she did it, she called her sister to say, hey, it's me. Mary, it's Mary. Did you get the $2,000? And she was like, what are you talking about? She goes, the $2,000 I just cash apped you. She goes, cash app me? What are you cash apping me for? She goes, why would you do that? She goes, you just called me saying the house was flooding. She goes, I didn't call you. Believe it or not, someone had recorded her sister's voice, had apparently typed up this script, contacted the other sister, and literally played that. And in a panic state, the one sister, her loving sister, sent her the money without even thinking twice. Well, guess what? But then she was like, oh my God, I gotta stop this. So I gotta call the bank. So she hangs up on her sister, calls the bank, money's gone. Just that quick, that money was gone. So as soon as she sent that money was gone. And it's really, really terrible that people would do something like that. And so, that's the world we live in. There's some very naughty people out there. They don't care. They don't care who they hurt. And the bottom line is they are focused on trying to make sure that they get their bottom end covered. That's all they care about, which is getting what they want and getting over on people, which is kind of really bad. So the most important thing is we have to be wise, we have to be thoughtful, and we have to look out for how do we manage to avoid being taken advantage of. You want to be able to get through life without as many bumps in the road, because nobody can afford to be taken advantage of. And so it's a real sad thing. So Nina was wanting to talk about, and again, she wanted to talk about our own personal experiences. And so with AI, it's kind of strange. I do marketing PR work, and a lot of this stuff is creative, in your head, and you have to create these campaigns and different things. Well, now, it's almost like cheating. And so, but some people say, hey, I don't have to do it. I can plug it in this thing. It spits out whatever I need. And I think it could be troublesome, because will we lose our creativity, or will we start just relying on AI? Pretty, pretty scary stuff, because, and I'm not saying it's bad. These things on AI, you can put in things and you can set parameters, and you could say, hey, I need a 3-minute dialogue about XYZ. This thing's going to spit you out 3 minutes worth of dialogue. And if you put in these certain points, it's going to do it. So these are the things that we have to realize. There's a trade-off. There's the good and the bad. But hopefully we will find a happy medium to how we use AI. And always remember, we have to keep our own mind strengthened. And me and Nina have talked about this several times. It's like trying to remember phone numbers. If you think back before cell phones, You could remember 20, at least 15 numbers in your head. You can remember your dad, your cousin, your friend, your classmates and coworkers. You could just off the top of your head. Sadly, our mental our mental strength is being weakened because as I'm looking around for my phone, my phone's right here. This thing right here is pretty rough because it holds, I don't know, 2,000 images, Lord knows 4,000, 3,000 phone numbers and email addresses. And the reason why we panic is because we're so dependent upon these things. If you lose your phone, people panic. People really go into panic. People have pertinent information in these things. And that's why people get really funny when someone picks up someone's phone and starts scrolling through it, because it isn't just, personal things. Sometimes people have account passwords and things at an easy access, which isn't wise. We really need to have as complicated of passwords as we can. But a dear friend of mine named Tatiana did tell me she built a system because she has multiple passwords for different things. So she created this on her own system, and it's her passwords are a hybrid mix of languages. So what can you say? I mean, you have to come up with some kind of system. So, but yeah, are there any people out there? Have you used AI on the job? Has AI made your life better? And again, I'm waiting on my wonderful co-host to come here, and it's me and Nina, but it's just me right now because Nina's having a little computer issue as far as getting in. But we were talking about our own experiences, our concerns, and that is all regarding AI. Now, dear colleague of mine, Bill Montgomery, he's working to help people strengthen their mental ability and not be so dependent upon the internet or AI, and so he's trying to teach people, you can use it, but don't abuse it. Meaning, a lot of times parents are, watching the kids and they're trying to stay on top of them so that they don't spend too much time on social media and different things like that, because it can be kind of counterproductive. It will suck you in, it will take your time. And I've been guilty of it too myself. If you're just kind of relaxing and you're messing around with your phone, you start fumbling through videos or certain types of content, and you start researching stuff, because really the World Wide Web is what you call world knowledge. There's knowledge on here from all around the world. There are people who have had problems and they had to fix them. Plumbing issues, electrical issues, relationships, all kinds of things. And you got to be careful about some of the stuff you read, especially on relationships. They're not foolproof. What works for somebody might not work for you. Remember that. And when you think about all of the different things that you can find out, and again, that's my phone, speaking of phone. And the beautiful thing is you can have um, a helpful hand when it comes down to using the internet. Yes, you can go anywhere in the world, literally, by just logging on and typing an area. You can learn. And we have all of this knowledge. How come we still have trouble loving one another? How come we have trouble understanding that we are all human beings? We all have the same makeup. We have a heart, pair of lungs, and we all work together in harmony, or we should. And sometimes, when you think about we as human beings, we need to look at the similarities, not the differences. And matter of fact, if you really get down to the brass tacks of things, if you think about one another, we'll find out that we've got pretty much many of the same things. If no matter where you are, there are fathers who have a daughter or a son, and they love their little newborn baby. It's kind of pretty much the same around the world. Might be different variations of it, but to the most point, to the biggest point of it, there's a lot of similarities there. So hopefully we will try to find that happy medium for one another. And I'm hoping that these are the type of things that we can really dig in on. And so matter of fact, I put the comments up on the screen, and so everybody's saying hello and good morning and things like that. But for the most part, we're looking at AI. Now, I'm actually working on a major project. Working on a project, and it's called Stream Expo. Now, these are things, pray for me, because this thing is not locked in just yet, because this is tied to the Tournament of Roses parade. And they say on average, there's 700 to 800,000 people lining the streets to see the Tournament of Roses parade. Then on top of that, there's probably 45 or 50, upwards of 80 million people around the world who watch the Tournament of Roses. Well, here in Pasadena, California, the parade goes by, everybody loves the floats, and then at some point, they kind of select some of the biggest, most beautiful floats. All of them are beautiful, pretty much, but they'll park a section of these floats in an area, and they call it Float Fest. So now these floats are staged, and people can get up close and personal and take pictures with them. You just can't pluck the flowers off of them. Don't touch them, people. But you can get really close to them. Well, there's an area that traffics about 70 to 100,000 people through these beautiful floats in a 3-day period. I'm looking to produce a educational kind of like an event, like a fair of all STEM or STREAM actually. And STREAM is an acronym for science, technology, research, engineering, the arts, and math. There are so many different businesses and companies that fit in all of those slices. So I'm needing them to come and get a booth. And so it's a really great idea, and it's a great opportunity for businesses to get in front of all of that traffic. Can you imagine owning a business? And so there's 70,000 people filtering by your little business, and you can get right at them and you can present your things. And trust me, no, you're not going to get all the business, but one piece of business may be enough to completely pay for your investment on the booth. So I'm looking at doing some really great and far out things. I really wish, I have something. I don't know if I have it. I'm going to pull it up. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to pull up an image of something here. This is, I'm trying to see if I can find this. It's on my computer, and it may be, and it may not. Oh, actually, it might be on a flash drive. But I actually was got in contact with a company, and it's very, very incredible. This is a collaboration between Sony Electronics and um, Honda Motor Corporation. And this is, I mean, this car is state of the art. When I tell you this thing is far out, here it is, folks. I got it. Here we go. I got to upload the picture. Aha, it's coming. And I'm really, really hoping, hoping and praying to get this opportunity to work with this company. And here it is, everybody. This, this is the new, this is called the Afeela, Afeela, Afeela. And this is a creation of Sony Technology and Honda Motor Corporation. Now, when you start talking about a car, this thing has LiDAR on it. And if you're into technology, you know, have you seen those cars, the Waymos that kind of people get in and they drive themselves? That's what you call LiDAR. Well, guess what? This car has it. Now, but it uses LiDAR as a safety measure. So it's constantly scanning everything around you, and it will protect you. If you come up to an intersection and you're not stopping, this thing is going to see, the LiDAR is going to see the traffic, and it will stop itself. So will this thing kind of improve the road? We don't know. So it's a very great opportunity. Now, here's the best part. Float Fest and the Tournament of Roses Parade has been sponsored by Honda for many, many years. Many years. They are a huge sponsor. They're the presenting sponsor. So, thank God, I got this idea. And I said, this is a brand new car company. I got a potential of 70,000 to 100,000 people. So I am praying and hoping that I can secure a deal with Afeela, and they bring this car out. And so I actually went to a showroom in Beverly Hills just to get up close and personal. That's where the picture came from, by the way. And learned a little bit about the car, learned a little bit about the car company. And I'm a creative person. So I said, okay, new car company, incredible technology, entering the market. It needs exposure. So I guarantee you the traffic that I'm going to have at this event will dwarf any type of pop-up that they're doing at this little showroom thing. There's no way in the world that they could see the traffic that I can drive. So pray for me, folks. Pray for me, because I'm trying to get them in the event. And so, again, it's about sponsorship. It's about providing quality of service. I'd like to give this company the best because, and I want to show them what I can do. So fingers crossed, people. These are these are some big opportunities. These are some big opportunities going down. Oh, I just need to check and see if there are any comments. But for the most part, there are some wonderful opportunities out here. And how can we engage it? So back to this car company. The technology in this car is beyond. I mean, the car has a 44-inch monitor on a dash that's partitioned. So you could be literally in this car. This car is loaded with Zoom. This is just like, imagine, and I know some people are going to freak out about this. Imagine you are able to take a Zoom meeting while driving, crystal clear, just like this, and you never miss a meeting. You just boop, log into your Zoom meeting. This car is loaded with Zoom. That's just one of the many things. And it's got I believe 36 or 38 speakers. So now this thing's got this immersive surround sound, and the audio in the car is something called Sony Atmos. Sony Atmos is what the biggest movies soundtracks are using. This is like Jurassic Park. Picture Jurassic Park in your car. Imagine that. You know, you're driving, and if you're watching a movie, it sounds like a dinosaur is breathing on you right behind you. Well, that's what it's going to sound like. It's going to sound like a dinosaur is in your back seat. I love this. I am so hoping to have an opportunity to work with this company. I've got some great ideas for them. Great ideas. And so, and it's all about bringing things to the market and the technology. And so this show is really about encouraging people to engage, to jump on it. When you see these things, try to figure out, well, how can I fit into this puzzle? How can I earn a livable wage and stay ahead of inflation and cost? And again, like they say, you want to work smarter, not harder. So, and yes, with the advent of AI, you can work a lot less manually and get a lot more done quicker and more efficiently. So, what will that do for the layman? Well, listen, folks, don't worry about it. There's always going to be need for talented craftsmen and artisans. There's always going to be that. Yeah, computers can do things. Yes, they can load a program into a computer and they can cut wood and cut designs. Yes, it can. But some people demand handcrafted goods. So always remember that. But remember, be wise. Use a mixture between technology and old world knowledge, and then you're going to be able to sustain. Dear colleague of mine, James Andrew Luna, he's a tailor. But there's certain things you can't cut corners on. You can't cut corners on a certain situation. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find a picture of me and my pal. You know, James Andrew, he's a sharp guy, sharp dresser, loves the industry of tailoring. And you know what? I think I got a picture of me and James. And you know what? He's a dear friend of mine, and I'm happy. I'm happy for him. He is a second generation tailor. His dad was a tailor, and he followed his father's footsteps. And he has maintained this company and maintained the family tradition as this tailor shop for 25, 30 years. And I mean, close to 30 years. And the guy is sharp. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing when it comes down to, you know, the funny thing is I was at his shop and I watched him take the sleeves off of a jacket and take the lining out of it. And I was just sweating watching him. And I was thinking like, oh my goodness, how are you going to put this thing back together? And it looked correct. The length of the sleeves and everything. And he did it. And I was just like, man, you're a bad boy to be able to do that and to be able to be able to have that type of craftsmanship was pretty amazing. I have to give it to him. It was pretty doggone amazing. And I was happy. I'm happy to see him, you know, do what he loves. And I mean, I think I had a picture of me and James. I don't know where it was in my phone. Anyway, I hate to bore you guys with them as I'm clicking, but I mean, but the guy, I have to tell you, he's a sharp dresser. He knows what he's doing. And you know, here's a picture of me. I'll give you a picture of me. He was kind enough to take care of me, had me looking sharp on the red carpet. There you go. And so anytime I need to look like $1 million, he can take care of me. That's what he does, have me looking like a superstar out there. But anyway, I just want to say, my dear Nina, God bless her. I pray we'll have to pray for her Lord to help Nina and help her get her computer. She said that she was having a little bit of internet problems where she was. So hopefully they will kind of get on it and fix the whatever is giving her problems in her wonderful little place. And hopefully we will be able to be back again next week. We have a couple of very big guests. There is a big person in education, very, very big. I am crossing my fingers for this. Folks, you will not want to miss this interview. We're just waiting for confirmation, but this will be one of our biggest, if not the biggest shows that we've ever done, because this gentleman is really a remarkable person, and what he has to share is probably going to be groundbreaking. So, everyone, I don't want to keep you too long. I'm going to be a little short because I don't have my wonderful co-host with me, and I want to save some for maybe next week. Maybe Nina, she'll be back on with us, and maybe we'll have a little part two. And she did say that she wanted to bring a specialist on when it comes down to AI. So this is kind of like a little lead-in show. I don't know if I get a confirmation back from this really awesome next guest. We may kind of have to two-step it a little bit to see what we can do. But other than that, I really hope that you have a blessed week. Again, there's a lot going on in the world, and make sure you pray for your neighbors and pray for your community, because it's a lot of really sad people out there. There's a lot of people who are disturbed and misled, and they're doing things just that don't really make any sense, because the trade-off is so high for what they're going to have to go through because of whatever ideology that they may have or reasoning. Because when the law grips you, it's all over for you. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's you just, and just imagine, think about this. You're free as a bird. You're sitting there, you're watching the chat session on the This Way Network, got a cup of coffee in hand, and just imagine you go from being free to being in a small cell locked up, and you can't go anywhere, and you can't see your loved ones, you can't see your friends, you can't eat your favorite food. You just have to just sit there and watch the clock in the days. Well, no, the second, the minutes, the hours, the days, the weeks, the months, the years just go by. Terrible, terrible, terrible thing. And you just don't want to, you just don't want to have that type of outcome. So anyway, may God bless you and keep you. We're very, very close to the holidays. Remember, don't stress out. A lot of people get very stressed over the holidays. Mia Powell from Pain Unwasted, she's a great guest that comes on. And, it's one of those things. Take it easy. You know what? Hey, I have actually had Christmases all by myself. I stayed home, didn't go anywhere. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to stress it. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to take a nap. And I did. And I mean, I had a great meal, got into bed, and I pulled the covers up, and I turned out the lights, and I just got more rest. So, don't worry about it. But, think about other people. There's sometimes you might need to invite a friend over who might not have anywhere to go. And so if you want to open your heart up and it's not too big of a deal, open your heart up, host a little something, or, give that little gift to somebody. Sometimes it's not the The gift is just a thought. So people feel a lot better when they know somebody cares about them or at least thought about them. So anyway, I'm going to jump off this thing. And so I just want to say, God bless you. Have a great week. We're rolling. We're just a few days away from Christmas. And I have to talk to Nina. We're supposed to have a guest on the 29th. Yeah. I don't know if Nina, we'll probably have a little something, but we'll probably put together a little fun thing for the holidays. And so if we can, say hello to you, we will. Oh, and I had a picture. It was funny. A friend of mine sent me a picture, and I have this one wonderful picture. It wasn't me actually. It was actually a AI We were talking about AI generated, and my friend, actress Tammy Locke, she actually put together this funny little picture of me for where the heck? Yeah, here it is. There you go. How you like that, folks? How you like that? That's yours truly as Santa Claus. Pretty cool, huh? There you go. Well, happy holidays from me to you. Okay. Well, anyway, take care. God bless you. If I don't talk to you before the holiday, if I don't talk to you, my mic moved. If I don't talk to you before the holiday, God bless you. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And we really hope to see you back here on the chat session on the This Way Network. Take care and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.